So we come into our third and final qualification heat for Micromax here this afternoon, and the grid is as follows. It's Scott Marsh on the number 47. He's been the whirlwind tour de force in Micromax this weekend, putting it on pole, winning his first heat. Now he's back in action, and once again he's going to have a little bit of a battle with Arata-san from Japan in the number 51, who's running with Dames Racing. With JTL Racing running on the Tony Kart chassis on position 3 is the number 69, Vilhol Attola. Then we've got Mateo Radenkovic, who won the second heat earlier on this afternoon. Alexander Klugel on the Mach 1 chassis from Germany, starts from P5, ahead of Dean Hugendorn, with Santeri Laitonen and Ismael Fuentes Luque from Spain rounding out the top 8. Sinibok and Strele from... we'll start from 9th and 10th. Barros from Portugal, Plinta from Latvia, running with Burlat Baltic. Skarinen also from JTL Racing in 13th, ahead of Rodrigo Siabra, who finished in the top 10 in the penultimate heat earlier on this afternoon, with Nicolas Garcia Diaz running in 15th, ahead of Villeneuve, running on the Flandria chassis, Miro Leskinen, Yasin Nadim from Egypt, and Erik Paulsen from Sweden. That is the last heat about to get underway here at Wintercup Campillos for the 2020 Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup. And it's been a very interesting day so far. We have had blue skies all day. Sun is out. It's shining from up above. And it's been fantastic racing so far. The good thing about the Micromax category, it is one of the 2 new additions for 2020 for the Euro Trophy, as Minimax, another part of the Rotax racing family, joins us at Karting Genk in 6 weeks. Entries are flying through the door at the moment. As I've been keeping my eye on my emails that have been coming through, we were at 28 earlier on in the day. We are now at 33. And we have our first Minimax entrant as well as we go into the tram lines. I don't think it's me. Full start. That was a full start if ever there was one. I don't know how, bless them, bless their little cotton socks, our youngest competitors from 8 to 11 years of age. So full start called, and Kasper Schormans is actually the first Minimax driver to have registered an entry for the 2020 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season. We've got a micro, a mini, we've got 11 DD2s already signed up, 7 juniors, and also 12 seniors. And what's more, again, that will be live streamed over multiple broadcast platforms, and we'll welcome Anthony Jordan for 2020 as he will carry on the good work that Sarah Moore from W Series has been doing this weekend. It's been a pleasure having her on board for this year, and you never know, we might have her back again. I think we've been talking about that already, haven't we? As she nods in agreement. But it's great to have Sarah's insight, and now we've got a straggler at the back once again. Oh, I'm not too sure. That's the 40 who is lagging behind. That is our Egyptian colleague Yazin Nadim from Ghibli Raceway, as they are trying to slow the field down. Now, I'm wondering if they're going to just let this go and run with it, because Nadim is a good few kart lengths behind. They run into the tram lines. We do go lights out, so Nadim has got a little bit of work to do. He's about half a straightaway behind the rest of the field as they go through turn 1 for the very first time. Scott Marsh in the lead. Arata runs wide on turn 1 again and loses 2 positions in the process. Down to 4th goes the Japanese driver based out of Fukuoka Prefecture in Japan. He's lost another position. Down into, that's probably going to be 6th or 7th if he's not careful. That is 7th place. As battle for 2nd, that's Attola, I think, up the inside. Or is that, that could be Radenkovic. Radenkovic has had a lightning start again. And now the Bovin Power Racing driver up into 2nd and is going to chase down Scott Marsh. So we've got the 2 drivers that have won heats this weekend now up against each other, up close and personal. 6 minutes and 15 seconds plus an additional lap of this race remaining, and also the last qualification heat for the event itself, as all 27 drivers will take part in the two finals tomorrow. And their first final will be at 11:20, so it's the first final of the weekend. So let's have a look at the replay here on the live stream, courtesy of our stream crew here. So they come into turn one. Marsh has got the inside line. Arata runs wide. Radenkovic on the inside of the Japanese driver. And he tries to go into... Now, that was the 69 of Vilho Atola. As now the lead has changed. Scott Marsh has not got the lead, but Mateo Radenkovic has done it. He's got past the Brit. It was 0.133 of a second between the pair. And Scott Marsh back up at the inside into turn 9. Great move by the Briton to get past the Belgian to retake the lead. And through goes Atola, 2 on Radenkovic. Heading into the dip into turn number 11. Absolutely fantastic racing. And with them now is Endo Arata from Japan, now into 4th place. Looks like that's the 80 of Alexander Klugel from Germany. And then we've got Dean Hugendorn as a move for second has happened. Atola being overtaken up the inside by Radenkovic. Here comes Arata-san around the outside of Atola towards turn 16. He nearly went banzai but thought better of it. Wow. And again, more changes happening. Third now has changed back to Arata from Japan. But now Atola from Finland goes side by side up towards turn number 1. The Finn could have the inside run on the Japanese driver. And he does. He takes the position. Nice, clean, hard, fast exchanges by the Micromax drivers here. Absolutely spellbinding. What a showcase. It's a great decision to bring Micromax and when Mini comes along to the party in 6 weeks at Karting Genk. The entertainment value has gone up an infinite fold. I can't really put a number on it. But now the battle between Radenkovic in second. Scott Marsh leading the way. Atola now ahead of Arata-san from Japan. Klugel chasing them down. Hugendorn, Leitonen, Sinibok, Fuentes. Siabra now up into P10, having started from 14th. Strele, Leskinen, Karinen, Garcia, Normi, Plinta, Paulson, Barros and Nadim all still circulating as again Atola now back ahead of Arata, and now we've had a change for 5th, it looks like, as Klugel ahead. He's leading a 4-cart train. Down the straightaway they go into turn 1. This could be 3 wide for 5th if we're not careful. Another change. Arata's gone past into 3rd past Atola. That's a great move, timing it to perfection. So 4th and 5th, it could be very interesting indeed because Alexander Klugel has been closing. And he's got quite a few drivers. He's got Leitonen behind, Sinibok behind Leitonen, and is closing on a Finnish driver as we speak. As we're coming into the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds, plus an additional lap. And again, it's slipstream ahoy for Mateo Radenkovic on Scott Marsh. The 2-line astern between turn 12 into turn 13. Arata's got the measure of Atola at the moment. But there is a battle that is happening right before our very eyes. And it involves the 75, I think, of Santeri Leitonen from Finland. And Dean Hugendorn from the Netherlands. But the 2 at the front of the field definitely pulling away. And so Marsh still leads. Radenkovic second. Arata-san in 3rd. Atola, Klugel, Hugendorn. Siabra now into P9 with 2 minutes remaining. So Siabra has got a chance of maybe even getting a top 5 finish, because Alexander Klugel is only 0.7 of a second. You can see it unfolding as Hugendorn goes up the inside of Klugel to take 5th through turn 5. Siabra just waiting in the wings, waiting for his opportunity as Klugel again retakes the position from Hugendorn as they go through turn number 8. Down the hill they come, through the sweeper at turn 9. Siabra's got an absolute ringside seat here for what could be 5th for the youngster from Portugal. As again, Hugendorn up the inside of Klugel. And Sinibok looked up the inside of Leitonen but gets swamped past by Siabra. Siabra gets past, now up into 8th position. Two leaders coming through, and it's line astern. Marsh still ahead of Radenkovic, so it's Britain against Belgium. And Aratasan up the inside of Atola through turn 17 to take back third position. Siabra right on the back bumper of the number 75 of Laitonen from Finland. Santeri Laitonen has got to watch it right now because Siabra could pounce at any moment. The wolf is hungry and he wants to feast. And now is the time with 38 seconds as they go up towards turn 5. He's going to go for it to go up into 7th. Has to slot back behind the Finn. Down the hill he comes. As Aratasan and Atola are at it again. They're swapping positions hand over fist. And this time I think Radenkovic has got the lead away from Scott Marsh on the penultimate lap of the race through turn 8 and 9. Great work by the Belgian. But he's now got a very hungry young individual in the form of Scott Marsh behind him. As Atola goes defensive on Aratasan, who goes cleaner up the inside, goes towards the outside line. Siabra still a little bit behind. I think that is Laitonen again still ahead. But gets the run going down out of turn 14. Down the short blast towards 15 and 16. So it's one win apiece between Radenkovic and Marsh. And now it comes down to the final lap. Who are you betting on? Is it going to be Belgium or Great Britain? Because they're swarming all over each other, heading down into the main straightaway up into turn 1. And again, the lead has changed. It looks like Scott Marsh has made the lead. He's got back up into the lead this time. And Alexander Klugel has got Rodrigo Siabra breathing down the back of his race overalls. Siabra now up into P7. He's got Santeri Laitonen breathing down his neck as well. It's not all over quite yet until the checkered flag waves. As Marsh now down the hill for the final time ahead of Radenkovic. Radenkovic has got to do something, and it's got to be drastic and decisive. As Laitonen puts the brakes on, Siabra nearly goes into the back of him, down into turn 11. This is absolutely brilliant here. As Laitonen up the inside of Siabra to retake the position. That's 7th place. As down the short blast for the final time. Scott Marsh leading from Great Britain for Dan Holland Racing. Matej Radenkovic closes up in the braking zone. Is he going to try it up in the inside of turn 17? He is! He is! That's a great move, Matej Radenkovic. He's going to get the run out of the final corner. Down towards the checkered flag. It's Matej Radenkovic. That's an absolute... And the winning margin, 88 thousandths of a second. I thought that was coming. Radenkovic, what an absolutely brilliant textbook manoeuvre. Going up the inside of Scott Marsh into turn number 17. Second from last corner. Stole it like candy from a baby. Scott Marsh takes second. Vilho Atola takes third ahead of Endo Aratasan from Japan. Dean Hugendorn in 5th. Alexander Klugel in 6th position. Rodrigo Siabra finishes 7th, having started in P14. Laitonen, Zinebok and Fuentes round out the top 10 ahead of Tom Strele. Karinen from Finland, Normi, Garcia, Leskinen, Plinta, Paulsen, Barros and Nadim all finishing the race. But Matej Radenkovic steals it at the dying moments here for the final Micromax race qualification heat for the Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup.